everywhere. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to this video. So, it is still CHD week. I don't have red on at the moment, but I don't know if you can read the shirt. It says, I will fight against CHD because God chose me to fight it. While I wish the people around me could understand it, I wouldn't wish this to anyone. I was trying to read that upside down. Wow, that was working my brain there. So today I thought I would do a little Q&A type video around CHD. So I have a couple of questions that I've either gotten on some of my videos, or I asked you guys over on Instagram and I got a few. So I guess we'll just jump into this. Okay, so one of them is, do you feel comfortable telling people your story? And then they put clearly not on YouTube, because clearly I talked to you guys about it. My story as in like my CHD story. So here's a quick little brief if you don't know, if you're new here, if this is your first video of mine, or you just don't know. So CHD stands for congenital heart defect. There are many different types and forms of CHD. I have what's called HRHS, which means I'm missing the right side of my heart. The right side is what pumps the blood through the lungs, so that's the side I'm missing. That's what I'm missing. I wasn't born with a pulmonary artery. They actually created one for me when I was 13 out of a cow's jugular vein, so I'm part cow. So yeah, that's just a quick rundown. Now that we're up to speed, telling people my story. I'll admit, when I was younger, I didn't want to tell people about it. I mean, obviously when you're younger, it makes you feel like you're different. I mean, it still does make you feel different, but like when you're younger, you know, you just want to play with the kids. You just want to be one of them type of thing. The hardest part when I was younger was a lot of times my lips were blue or purple, and my nails, and they still do get that way. My nails are pretty purple at the moment. And I would always get people, they would always sit and joke, haha, did you eat a popsicle, or did you eat a sucker, a lollipop, or whatever? And it was more annoying than anything. I was like, and I would just go along with it. I was like, haha, yeah, whatever. Like, I remember in elementary, getting lunch, there was a lady, and she would always joke, you know, oh, you ate a lollipop or whatever. And one day she finally asked, she's like, why are your lips always that color? Like, are you always eating something? And so, you know, I was like, well, no, I only have half heart. But when I was younger, honestly, it was harder for me to tell my story. A lot of it was just because I didn't exactly know how to say it. I was just like, I have half a heart. And then, like, you know, it obviously makes adults freak out that don't know what's going on, or that don't know the full situation. They're like, what? He only has half a heart. Do you need help right now? And it's like, no, like, chill, okay? If I needed something, I'd let you know. Well, I wouldn't let you know. I'd let the adult know that knows what's going on. So, honestly, that was kind of the hardest part when I was younger, telling my story. Now that I'm older, I love to tell my story. I enjoy telling people about it. I think the hardest thing is people will see me doing different stuff or talk about different stuff, and it's kind of like, how do I bring it up without being like, oh, well, guess what, I have half a heart, so woe me, you know. Even today at work, I had my oximeter. If you don't know what an oximeter is, it's the little thing that goes on your finger that reads oxygen levels and the heart rate. We have just a mini one that we can carry around with us, and we were checking it today because I'm like, I'm pretty, well, actually one of my coworkers was like, you're pretty purple, are you okay? And so we checked it today. Anyway, so another coworker was like, what? Like, you know, why are you checking that and whatever? And we kind of explained to him the different levels and how quote-unquote normal people are usually in the 90s, you know, somewhere in the 90s, but I can range in the low 80s to 70s and whatever. And you know, he was kind of joking. He's like, oh well, let's just stop stress and like relax and whatever. And you know, it's hard. It's like, I want to tell you what's going on, but I don't want to like make this huge big deal about it, you know. And so a lot of times I'll just be like, well, you know, it's harder. Like I mean, I only have half a heart. And then if they start to ask questions, then obviously I'll explain more. A lot of times too, there'll be some customers that I get, because where I work, I deal with customers all day long. Some people will notice that my nails are a different color, especially ones that like work in a medical department. And so you'll just kind of say, oh yeah, I only have half a heart. So you kind of tell them your story there, and then a lot of times the next customer will overhear it, so then they'll ask, and it carries a chain. But overall, I enjoy telling my story now. I just always find it awkward to bring it up unless we're in a situation to talk about it. And like when I meet new people, it's not the first thing I want to say because it's, again, it makes me different. But at the same time, I embrace the difference. You know, I want to be different. I want that to be used as something unique for me. But again, I don't want to be like, hi, I'm Ashton, I only have half a heart, feel bad for me, type of thing, you know? So, I do try my best when I meet new people to bring it up somehow, just so we're not going so long knowing each other without them knowing this information. I remember in school, like right before high school, I had met this friend, and we were becoming great friends and whatever, and then at some point we were on the bus, and somehow my heart condition came up, and he was like, you only have half a heart? And I'm like, yeah, how have you not known this whole time? And I think that experience kind of made me like, okay, apparently I have to bring it up. You know, if it doesn't just come up naturally, I have to bring it up, otherwise we're gonna go this whole length of time without them knowing. Okay, we'll move on to another question. So another one is, do you worry about future relationships or / starting a family? I don't really worry about future relationships so much. It's more of starting a family. I've always been afraid that like my kids are either gonna think I'm a boring dad because I can't go on roller coasters, I can't swim, I can't ride a bike even. You know, and so I do always just in the back of my mind have this fear that like I'm gonna be the boring dad. But then at the same time, I kind of think like just with my personality, who I am, I'm a very like open out there person. Like I'm a people person. That's partly why I do YouTube, is because I can talk to people, I can connect with different people. And so I kind of think like my personality overall is going to make my kids have fun with me still. I don't know, I think I'm gonna be that dad that's just like, hey kid, like, you want to invite all your friends over and we will have a Scooby-Doo marathon all day long? Like, I'm gonna be that dad that's like, invite all your friends over, we're gonna watch movies, we're gonna eat popcorn, we're gonna get pizza, you know? Like, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's my biggest worry, is just that my kids are gonna be like, you're so boring. And I mean, at times, yeah, I'm worried that I'm not gonna have the energy to keep up with my kids. But hopefully, like, I'm okay during their young ages, and then once they kind of start to get older, like, I'll be okay, type of thing. Otherwise, the relationship side of that question, not exactly. I don't really fear for a relationship. If you guys don't know, I do have a girlfriend right now, so, you know, we're dating, and she knows all about my heart condition, and she's, you know, totally fine with it. Like, you know, she's not like putting it against me, or like, I mean, there is always that kind of fear that something's gonna happen, obviously, but that's, you know, that's just something we have to work as a couple, you know, that's just something we have to deal with as a couple. Nothing big has happened since we've started dating yet in my heart wise, because I met her after I was in heart failure in high school. So, you know, she didn't experience all of that. And she hasn't experienced me having to have a surgery, really. She has experienced me having doctor's appointments, and obviously I let her know how they went. But, you know, that's obviously something we're gonna have to learn how to come together when it happens. You know, when my heart decides it's having issues again, or when I have to have this surgery or something, we will have to learn to work together. But we both are so communicative, like literally we are texting 24/7. Like if we are not together, we are texting every minute, every second of the day. So I mean, we communicate very, very well, I think. And so I think going into the future, you know, when stuff comes up with my heart, I think we're gonna be okay. Obviously, you never know until it happens, and you have to adapt to the situation overall. But for me personally, with who I'm dating, if you guys don't know, it's Mariah. She's been in some videos if you've seen. But I believe her and I will be fine. I think we've got this. I will admit though, if I was a girl, I may not have been able to have kids. I know some people that have different heart conditions that are girls and aren't able to have kids, so I'm lucky where I'm a male that I can have kids even with my heart condition. So that's something to think about too. I've actually gotten asked before, can you have kids? And you know, it did kind of make me think, I'm like, can I? So anyways, yeah, so I obviously asked and talked about it, and yeah, since I'm a male, I'm okay to have kids, you know, things will be okay. Okay, another question. So this one is, do you still have to get surgeries or checkups for it? And this one is just, yes, I do still have to get surgeries, different checkups. I had, my last checkup was in October. Usually we go about 6 to 9 months between checkups, between doctor appointments. Just kind of depends on how I'm doing at the time. But this is something that I'll have to do all throughout my life. I'll always have to have my heart checked, you know, help maintain it. And then obviously we'll have to do different surgeries for me, depending on how my heart is doing, you know, we'll have to do different operations, different surgeries to help maintain it. The last surgery that I've had was the Melody valve surgery, which was when I was in high school, when I was in heart failure. So they actually placed a Melody valve into my heart, and that's actually, they can put another one in, like when that one dies out or gets old or whatever, they can insert another one. So otherwise, I'll have to have angiograms or heart catheters, heart caths, every so often, every few years. That's where they send a telescope up through my leg to see my heart. So I'll always have to have those done. It's kind of like a bigger checkup overall. They're just able to see more that way, which obviously, because they go inside my body at that, you know, they send a telescope into my body. So, but yes, I will always have to have checkups, more surgeries, like it's just a fact of life for me. Another question. So this one actually came from comment section in one of my videos. What symptoms did you experience before finding out you were into heart failure? So I've gone into heart failure twice in my life. One when I was 12, 13, and then the most recent time was my junior year of high school. So I don't wholly remember when I was like 13, kind of how I felt before, like we had surgery. That's when they, when I was like 13 and gone into heart failure, that's when they put the cow's jugular vein inside of me. And then, like I said, in high school when I went into heart failure, they put in the Melody valve. So in high school when I went into heart failure, I remember beginning junior year, I like started to get chest pains, like, and my heart's over on this side, and so like it kind of hurt over here. but I didn't think much of it. Like, it wasn't like this lasting pain. It would just kind of come and go, and I'd just kind of rub it and it would kind of just go away. But that was like the very first sign that I noticed. You know, obviously I found out later, oh, okay, this is what's going on. But that was the very first sign I remember. I got super tired. I would sleep so much. My friends would always tease me. They're like, you'll just sleep anywhere, because I mean, really, I would. I remember I was at a friend's house one time, just chilling, and I fell asleep at their kitchen table, like, and so I slept so much just because I did not have energy. Like, I didn't have energy, like, to do anything, and so I seriously would sleep so much, and I always, like, felt bad because I'm, like, with friends and we're trying to do something, but, like, if we ever sat down to, like, watch a movie or something, like, don't expect me to get through this movie. Sorry. And then I, like, lost so much energy that actually in school, I had to eventually ride a wheelchair around from different classes because I got to the point where I didn't have enough energy just to walk from class to class. So yeah, a big part of my high school I was in a wheelchair. Not because I couldn't walk, just because I didn't have the energy. Which, that was an experience in itself. I always had to have a friend help me get the wheelchair out of my car in the morning just because I did not have the strength to pull it out. So luckily I had a friend, Christian, who would help me all the time. And it was a wheelchair that I could push myself, obviously. I do remember at times friends would push me to different classes, you know, give me a break and whatever. But yeah, so anytime I was in school, I would ride that. A lot of times when I was with friends and we went out, they would have me bring my wheelchair, like going to the mall or something. They would have me bring it so then I could ride it around. And people would give me kind of like a questionable look, like, you don't look like you need a wheelchair. And then it's also funny when, like, we get to a point and I just stand up, just get out of the wheelchair, and people are like, oh, what? So in school, I became known as the kid in the wheelchair. I remember I had that rep. But so overall, symptoms that I remember is just, I was so tired, so weak, basically. I had chest pains. Sometimes they would last, sometimes they wouldn't. You know, again, I just did not have energy. I would fall asleep so much. Except, honestly, I'm one of those determined people, so I still went to school. I still worked even. She just put me on the register so I didn't have to walk around. I just had to stand there and scan stuff. So I still worked while I was in heart failure. I was in a youth council is what it's called. The Washington City Youth Council is what I was in, and that was kind of a volunteer service thing. We would go out, like a group of us. It's a whole long story. If you want to hear about youth council, got memories about that. But that, basically we would go out and volunteer and do different stuff to help the city and the community and whatever. So I still did that. So I don't know. I mean, I'll admit it was a hard time in my life. First of all, being in high school and being in heart failure. I've definitely probably some of the darkest moments in my life, just mentally, because I was struggling so much, but I was still determined. I was still gonna go to school, I was still gonna work, still gonna be a part of the youth council. But then again, we had an operation. We put the melody valve inside, and that helped me immensely. So now we're just kind of going with the flow at the moment. You know, nothing's really showing, nothing's really wrong right now. So ever since then, just kind of been going with life now. So I've been pretty good since. So yeah. Okay, anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below. I will be sure to answer them. I love talking to you guys in the comments. It's so much fun. I feel like I always get into conversations in the comments below. So if you have any more questions about CHD, about my CHD, about my experience with CHD, or CHD in general, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that like button, it's always appreciated. And if you're new here, press that subscribe button. It's always nice when we get new friends who just stay with us. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I wanted to show you, I have red phone case for CHD week. So, also, if you guys are wearing red, there's still some more time to wear red. Post them on social media and either tag me or put hashtag CHD awareness, and I'll be sure to look out for them. Again, you can post them on Twitter, you can post them on Instagram, you can put them on Snapchat, you can put them anywhere. Just let me know if you guys are wearing red. Post a picture and share it with me. So anyways guys, thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in my next video. Goodbye!